Okay, let's talk about a place that's become synonymous with secrecy, right? I mean, we're talking conspiracy, otherworldly intrigue, a place so secret the US government literally denied it even existed for decades. Yep, today we're trying to unlock the enduring mystery of Area 51. So just try to wrap your head around this. A place so sensitive that one of the biggest superpowers on the planet just straight up said, nope, doesn't exist. For decades. And what if that same spot in the middle of nowhere was hiding technology so advanced, so futuristic, that it could literally change everything?
So what is really going on out there at Area 51? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's what we're going to dive into. We're going to try to peel back all those layers of fact, fiction, and, the decades of denial to see what we can find.
All right, so where do we even start? Well, before we get into all the really wild theories, let's just ground ourselves in the facts. What is this place, and where is it? And there you have it, the official line. It's a highly classified United States Air Force facility. So, Area 51 isn't just some campfire story. It's a very real place, a top-secret Air Force base hidden way out in the Nevada desert. And the name, Area 51, turns out that's just what it was called on the map. Now, check out this timeline. The US government flat out denied the base even existed until 2013. I mean, think about that for a second. 2013. That's not that long ago. For decades before that, the official answer was just nothing. And that kind of intense secrecy, well, that's the perfect breeding ground for legends, isn't it? So you gotta wonder, after all those years of saying nothing to see here, why suddenly admit it exists? And what did they say it was for? Well, that brings us to the official story. Okay, so according to those CIA documents that finally came out, Area 51's main job was all about testing a new kind of aircraft. And this all goes back to the Cold War. You've got this super high-stakes tech race against the Soviet Union, and the US needed a place, a totally secret place, to build and test its next-gen spy planes, far, far away from any prying eyes. And look, we're not talking about your average planes here. This was absolutely game-changing stuff. You had the U-2 spy plane, which could fly at these insane altitudes, way beyond what Soviet defenses could reach. And then there was the SR-71 Blackbird, a plane that could literally outrun a missile. Seriously, try to picture seeing one of those things streak across the sky in the 1950s or 60s. You'd for sure think it was from another planet. And this, right here, is the government's explanation for so many of those UFO sightings. I mean, put yourself in that situation. You're out in the desert, the sun is setting, and you see this silent, weirdly shaped thing moving faster and higher than anything you've ever seen. What are you going to think? So, the official story is pretty simple. It wasn't aliens. It was just us seeing a little glimpse of top-secret American tech. But for a lot of people, that official story just didn't quite cut it. All those decades of stone-cold denial, it fueled something else, a much bigger, more sensational theory, one that involves visitors, not from another country, but from a totally different world. And the whole alien theory, it really exploded because of one guy, Bob Lazar. In 1989, he steps into the spotlight, says he's a physicist and that he worked at a secret site right near Area 51. And what he had to say, well, it was absolutely explosive. So Lazar's claim was that he was hired to reverse engineer alien technology. He talked about a captured flying saucer, one that could create its own gravity field, and was powered by an element that, well, you can't find it on Earth. His story was so detailed, so specific, it just completely captured the public's imagination. But here's the big catch, right? As incredible and compelling as Bob Lazar's story is, there has never been a single piece of solid, verifiable proof to back it up. No documents, no physical materials, nothing. It's an incredibly powerful story for sure, but it's a story that remains completely unproven. Which kind of brings us back to the original question. If it's really just about spy planes, why all the intense, over-the-top secrecy? The funny thing is, the security around the base itself is probably the biggest reason these conspiracy theories are still going so strong. I mean, we're talking about one of the most heavily guarded places on Earth. The airspace above it is a total no-fly zone. The perimeter is packed with sensors and patrolled by heavily armed guards. You get too close, you're looking at arrest, massive fines. The official reason, of course, is protecting national security. But for a lot of people, that level of security just feels like overkill. Unless, of course, you're protecting something truly out of this world.
So it all really boils down to two main theories for all the weird stuff people see in the skies out there. Theory A, it's our own secret next generation aircraft that we just don't know about yet. Or Theory B, they're actual alien visitors, and Area 51 is the place where we're trying to figure them out.
All right, so we've looked at the official story and we've dived into the huge conspiracy. We've got the facts on one side and the folklore on the other. And it all leads us back to one big, lingering question.
Is Area 51 just a testing ground for advanced military technology? Or is the government hiding something much, much bigger? Is this a story about Cold War engineering, or is it a story about first contact? Even after all this time, nobody seems to agree.
You know, the truth is, we still don't know everything. The only thing that's really certain about Area 51 is how uncertain it all is. That veil of secrecy is just so complete. And maybe that's exactly how they want it. Maybe keeping us all wondering is the whole point.